Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. So we're going to get into an emotion here that we may be struggling with and looking to change that. If this resonates, feel free to like or comment. If it doesn't, don't make it fit. So we got neglected. Oh, looking at the opposite that I see here. I immediately gave off from others. We feel neglected from others. Uh, not so much. It can be like in a way of a physical interaction or speaking to them, but it also comes through as that I'm not valid, that I'm not important, that I'm not worthy, that I have no benefit, no, what's it? It's not like in a monetary way, but tangible purpose, that I am unvaluable. And sure, people in our experience may treat us that way, but if we really go back to the mirror, how I feel about myself in here, and I reflect that out, and the external just proves that to me. It just shows me how I'm feeling in here. That would mean that we'd have to take accountability if we are in this position. Now, granted, if there's a one-off, like let's say we're in customer service somehow, and run into one person and they're very rude, but the rest of the people are nice, well, that's just a one-off. That's just a shitty person. If everybody's this way and it makes us feel like we're not good enough or we're neglected or we're not valuable, we probably are holding something inside that we're reflecting out. And it's just showing us how we truly feel about ourselves. Maybe, uh, like, let's just use people pleasing as an example, and you're only uh, reached out when someone needs something that is of benefit to them, and then you do that or whatever, and then it's like, well, you're not even worth anything any other time. You don't have a time for small talk. It is, what can you do for me? What can you provide for me? And beyond that, you're kind of worthless. That's a pretty using situation, a bit of manipulation on there, probably up against a wound that we're working out of to provide this, whatever it may be for the other individual. But if everyone makes you feel this way, not valuable, not good enough, how do you really feel about yourself? And again, that would take accountability to really be like, well, I don't feel like I'm worth anything. I'm not presenting myself this way. And everyone's proving that to me. Normally, how we would think is everyone's proving to me that I am unvaluable. We don't think it's us at this stage. But if we really start to reflect on there, then we become that I am worthless. And now we're embodying this. And now that's where that mirror takes over. In the very beginning, we may not be able to notice it. It's not very up in our face that we feel that we're unvaluable. But after the external starts to prove us or show us, and all these people are showing us by neglecting us, then we start to feel unvaluable. Now we're really embodying it, and now the external is really going to prove it to us. The opposite is honored. Uh, this almost sounds like uh, a king or a queen in high regard, held in high regard, very valuable, as in if I interact with you, I am blessed is coming through, which is uh, not so much in an egotistical space. It is that if we're embodying our time and our energy, our abilities, whatever it may be, as worthy and valuable, like we could use a work as example. Like if we go to an interview and we don't feel good enough to do the job and then are bummed out because we didn't get an offer, or we did and it was less than, well, we didn't feel good enough for it. We weren't embodying anything that made us feel worthy. We were worthless in comparison, maybe hypothetically in our mind, to others. Same thing with dating. If we go out there and we think someone's uh, better together than us or looks better or whatever, it's going to push up against these insecurities that we have. And they're just going to be like, yeah, you're not worthy. You're not worth it. You're not worth this bullshit or whatever is projected from inside us. We're going to have those experiences that prove that. Now, if we show up and we're in our authentic place, which authenticity is not screaming at the rooftops, look at me, look at me. It's not all this flashy clothes like, look at me. It is being you and being okay with the idea that, hey, not everybody's going to like me and the other half are going to like me. And I'm not going to change who I am to be someone. It's not ripping everyone a new asshole every time they upset you. It is just being able to have a conversation and not allow our emotions to trigger and get out of control and lead that. You don't have to over explain yourself. You say what you want to say and you're okay with that. We don't have to shove anything down anybody's throat to get them to agree with us, to feel comfortable in our own skin. When we tiptoe around everything to create this facade, to be accepted, to be liked, to be received, we're coming from a place of falsehood, fear that is generated by this idea of abandonment or neglect or being unimportant or neglected. When we really hold that energy, going back to that place of authenticity and walking with that emotional wisdom that, hey, I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea and I'm okay with that because I don't want everybody. I don't want this fake shit. I want something real. And when I present myself real and I am real and I am comfortable in that space, people are really drawn to that. People really like that because it shows them something that maybe they want to do or be free to do when we're still hanging on to this idea of this acceptance or this approval rating or these likes and these hearts and bullshit. It is this idea that, hey, I don't need that to feel good about myself. And people, the word envy is coming up, which is a dangerous one. Jealousy would be better, but it's also this feeling of like for those that are in that space that want to get there, it gives them hope. And it's like, wow, your energy is just different or however it may be because you are in this space, you are you, and you have that emotional wisdom to be in that space. So where are we holding ourselves back? And how can we get to a space that we embody this energy and it's not in an egotistical way? It is not, I am the prize, I am number one. It is, people respect you. People actually view interacting with you as a blessing and not in an egotistical way. I don't know a better word to use there, but it's like if you manage or benefit, or I should say, hold your time in high regard, others would too. It is an experience worthy of waiting or seeking. Six of Wands reversed. Setbacks. How often do we change really quickly due to a situation? Do we suppress ourselves or hold something back inside for this fear of rejection or approval? Like if we're having a conversation and maybe we can read body language or energy or we feel that and someone, we can see something's happening and all of a sudden we like hold something back or change that or try to talk about something and get a weird look. So it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I can't talk about that. How often are we changing ourselves for this acceptance or this approval to try to get some sort of interaction? And we're going farther and farther away from this. Whew. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. Temporary delay. We got setbacks and temporary delay. We are just the actions or the behavior or the thoughts keep moving us backwards here? Are we seeking some sort of aspect? We could, I know not everybody likes relationship reads, but I'm using this as an example. I guess we could use work as well. Those are two hand in hand. Let's say we're trying to date someone. We're just getting a relationship. Same thing with work. We're trying to get a new job, and we're presenting ourselves the way that we think they'll want, or that society shows us that we should be. And by doing so, we just keep getting these rejections, these setbacks, these temporary delays, no information, no contact, or oh, we thought it was great and it just went horrible. You know, well, when we're coming from a place of that mask or that falsehood facade that we're presenting ourselves that isn't truly us, how do we expect to be able to hold that foundation up? How is that relationship or that work relationship going to be true or valuable and benefit? How could we honor such a thing if it is a false foundation? And it's really coming back to doing what we think we shouldn't be doing, is being ourselves. Well, that authenticity runs so much deeper because you're real and you're not being fake, or you're not coming from a place of trying to appease a situation, giving them what they want to try to benefit us in a way, and not in a malicious way. It's coming out of a place of safety, comfort, fear. So we got Spirit card upright. Everything in line, balanced, flow. And this all happens when we're really in that place of authenticity, which isn't just with the external, it's also with ourself. It's having control of our thoughts, our emotions, and placing them where they belong instead of acting out of them based upon our ego or our shadow aspect. Excuse me. We got the High Priestess. It came out sideways. Intuition and disconnected. We have the abilities. We know. But when we don't lead with that would be disconnected. We're not trusting it. And when we act out of that space, who's in charge then? It's the ego or our shadow. It's doing things to keep us safe. We can't trust this little voice, this intuition, these feelings, synchronicities, whatever they may be, true communication with spirit, God, divine source, higher self, whatever we're subscribed to. We can't trust that. And we're going to do what keeps us safe or comfortable, and that's keeping this ego or the shadow alive. It is making us feel safe. Bouncing back and forth between those two is probably why we're experiencing this. What's really going to happen? I mean, I don't know if this is drastic or small or whatever it is. Well, it has to be drastic inside, because if the way that we present ourselves to the world for however long, and we change that, we're extremely vulnerable. We could be attacked, from what the external is going to think or say or do towards us. That's a very vulnerable state. Building this foundation inside that place of authenticity, that we don't need that proof or validation. Got the Six of Swords sideways. A brighter future and hesitance. In the original card, she is leaving in a boat with a child. They don't have much. Starting over, pretty much. When we look at, we'll use a relationship or work, like a toxic situation, and it's like, I could stay and try to pack all my things, but this person is going to be yelling at me or making me feel uncomfortable, and it's going to get worse, and it's just all for this tangible shit. And instead they say, the hell with that, like, I just got to get out, I got to go, I got to move forward, and we just do it. This presentation of ourselves, how we think we should be presented to be received well, we're tiptoeing in it. We are I know I should move to just being me or be free with myself, but I'm so afraid of it. And it's like hanging on to those tangible items in that relationship, that valuing that makes me feel safe, or I'm gonna have to spend all this money to regenerate all these things. It's no different than this face, this mask. Who's gonna leave my life? What am I gonna leave? Well, if we already feel like in a place like that, they're probably not the people we should have in our experience. You know, just they gotta go. The world, achievement. We'll leave it right there. But by doing so, we can say by choosing self. It doesn't feel that way. It feels like we're abandoning ourselves because this mask or this facade that we had for however long in our life, we deemed that as ourself. And that's why I said it feels like we're abandoning ourselves, because that's all we ever knew. But there's so much more to us. And we were just afraid of this, being neglected. But when we just go for it and we just be ourselves and not afraid of what people think, and it doesn't have to be loud, it's just your opinion, it's your voice, it's your boundaries, it's your self-respect, it's just being true to yourself. So much happens. All those things we ever dreamed of when we really embody that and are it, and not allowing this disconnected space when the ego and the shadows leading the game to take control. Uh, it's all there. So I'm going to leave this here. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, or subscribe, and I will talk to you all later.